the labels that we're putting on people based on their performances may be damaging us more than helping us.
The platform that you build is what you'll ultimately be a slave to.
The anxiety that they feel with just trying to outdo themselves.
Or you do something that caused them to question you. Now you're no longer the GOAT.
Most people do not even get their flowers while they're alive.
True.
Right?
You think they should be the one to step up and say, I am the GOAT.
Like Little Richard? I am the #1 creator of rock and roll.
That person who has probably done so much, who has impacted so many, that they don't need the validation.
Did you feel at a certain point that you were sacrificing your peace?
Now the expectations from people I have to live up to. People,
Right.
not God. When people say they like you, that is just based on as long as you can give them what they
Right.
want.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Henry Fernandez. I got my gang here today, the real ones. I got Carlene, I got Charlotte, and I got Frederick here today. Now, listen, everybody wants to be the GOAT now, right? The greatest athlete, the greatest artist, the greatest entrepreneur, and the greatest preacher. But somewhere along the way, we stop asking a very important question. What actually makes someone great? So is it the pursuit of being the greatest of all time? You know, something honorable maybe has to do with our culture, you know, turned greatness into ego or self-promotion or idolization. Well, today we are having that conversation. Don't go anywhere because I promise you we're going to help you discover whether or not you should become the GOAT or do something else. We'll be right back after this.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Henry Fernandez Podcast. We truly appreciate your support. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone you know, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday as we release a brand new episode designed to help you become the best version of yourself.
And speaking of Tuesdays, did you know we also release a brand new ebook the second Tuesday of every month? If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do that right now. You can scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description below. These ebooks are powerful, easy to read, and packed with encouragement, wisdom, and practical tools for everyday life. And if you're always on the go like I am, don't worry, there's also an audio version available so you can listen anytime, anywhere. Plus, one of my favorite features is that you can actually leave Henry a message directly from the ebook experience.
And that's not all. Every month, we also highlight featured items from our merch store right inside the ebook. Plus, we feature business sponsors offering free products, exclusive discounts, services, and monthly giveaways. So there's always something new to check out.
And honestly, one of the best ways to support the Henry Fernandez Podcast financially is by purchasing something from the merch store. Not only does it help support the podcast, but it also helps support mission work and outreach efforts happening around the world. So really, why not give back and get something meaningful in return?
Yeah, now that's a lot going on. So here's the easiest way to recap everything. Scan the QR code on the screen to get access to everything we just talked about. And if you're listening, head over to henryfernandez.org/podcast to get access. All right, Charlotte, we're ready to jump back into today's episode. Let's go.
Let's go.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Whitney Houston, Tom Brady, Muhammad Ali, you know, we all know them, right? And history has always celebrated greatness, but today everybody wants the title. But the question is, have you become more obsessed with being seen as great than actually becoming great? Because there is a difference, my friends, between influence and impact, between popularity and legacy. And today we're unpacking it all. So let me ask you guys right off the bat, right out the gate, how do you feel about the phrase, the GOAT, the greatest of all time? Do you think it's an honorable thing to aspire towards excellence and greatness, or do you think modern culture has turned it into something prideful, self-righteous, and ego-driven. What do you all think?
I don't think it's a bad thing to want to aspire to become great. Me personally, no. There's nothing wrong with becoming excellent in anything you do or want to do. But there's a fine line when you start looking at it a certain way and you turn it inward to now, I'm puffed up because of everything that comes along with being great. So I don't think it's an issue.
I think it's honorable, to be the best version of yourself, to be great in whatever you're doing. But when the intentions now are different, because if your intention is not to impact others, to really serve others, and it's different to where it's now all about you, then you have that issue. So I think that's where the issue comes in.
Yeah, I think we're all saying the same thing. I mean, do you want to maximize your gifts? There's nothing wrong with that. It's healthy to want to do be better and be better at who you are, but then that ego is a dangerous thing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Do you get to deem yourself the GOAT, or is that left up to society to say you're the GOAT? What do you think?
I think it's left up to society, honestly. As far as when the title comes, because we could see a certain thing, but if we don't have fruit to promote it or to produce it, everybody else is literally going to say, Jordan or LeBron, who's the greatest, Muhammad Ali or, Mike Tyson. So it becomes those things. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you are good at doing your best, then,
And then I think it's shaped differently too, because back in the day, if we had that saying back then, greatest of all time, it would be based on someone's impact to society, right? How they were changing lives, but now it's more like clicks and views. That's going to make you the GOAT. And if someone on the news said this person is a GOAT, look at all these highlight reels, now they're the GOAT, versus being able to see the substance of what really made them such a major impact.
Do you think, here's a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are several people who should be given the title the GOAT, but society has not given them that title, and therefore do you think they should be the one to step up and say, I am the GOAT?
Like Little Richard?
Oh, God. All right.
That's what he did always. I am the #1 creator of rock and roll.
Yeah.
But that person won't step up and say that, and that's what makes them the real GOAT.
Okay.
Because I think that person who has probably done so much, who has impacted so many, right? They're so confident in just purpose that they don't need the validation from others saying that person is the GOAT, but somebody who
Plot twist.
is trying to be, the kid who's trying to be the GOAT, right?
Yeah,
they're going to want the validation. They're going to constantly want someone to refer to them as such. So.
I mean, I think that's the key right there. You said it, validation.
Yeah.
Where are you getting your identity from? Are you getting your identity from being better than other people? Or, because there's nothing wrong with wanting to be better, your best self, right? But if you want to be better than other people, then that's where that ego comes in, all of these other things, and your validation.
I want to
your identity.
Correct. I want to piggyback off of what Henry just stated. Who gets to decide the GOAT? Somewhere along the way, being good stopped being enough. Now, everybody wants to be the greatest. We live in a culture where people are chasing titles, recognition, followers, influence, and validation, as we've just stated so eloquently not too long ago. Where do you guys think this obsession with being the GOAT comes from? And who decides, like we were just talking about, when first and how someone gets that title?
Society, I think it shapes everything. We are big on rankings. We're big on award shows. I mean, there's so many things that puts things in perspective of the winner, who's the greatest. And so even people that are not, I would say they're not popular, they have those desires I want to get there. So I think you see, TV mirrors life, right? What you see on the media mirrors what happens in real life. So you see it, you just want to become it.
When you see it, you just want to become it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like you say, I do agree that society definitely is the marker or the thing that, puts the title on the individual, as far as, you got all these, Michael, the movie just came out, King of Pop, all these type of big titles that he didn't put on himself, but the world put on him for the fruit that you do compared to anybody else that's in that same genre and that same, vein.
Well, I want to throw something out there based on what you just said, Frederick. Is it possible that our craving to want to define who's a goat from who is not has caused our society to put people in a class? Because shouldn't everybody be the best version of themselves in what they are called to do? And when you become the best version of yourself, you are the GOAT.
True.
In what you do.
To you, right? Respect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To you. So are we doing more damage trying to put this title, this label on our society, saying, like LeBron, he's great. Michael Jordan is great.
Absolutely.
I don't play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? So I could never measure up to. Oh, you're about to say something.
I was.
I saw that. I saw.
I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to do good, y'all. I'm trying to do good.
That
was an open. I was about to slam dunk something on that one, but I'm going to keep it to myself. Yeah.
But I stay in my calling. I know who I'm called to be.
Amen.
So
yes.
I'm the GOAT in my area.
True.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT in his area, and I think. I get it. There are people who are great at what they do, but aren't we great in all of our little areas that we're in?
I mean, I think it boils down to are you in the world, or are you of the world? Or in the world or out of the world, basically, right? You can be in the world and not of the world. Are we talking about society as a whole, or are we really talking about believers? What is the believer's take, right? Because Jesus says whoever loses his life gains it. Whoever wants to gain his life is going to lose it at the end of the day. So really, the kingdom of heaven is very opposite to the world that we live in.
And I was really referring to, Charlotte, being the GOAT in, because whether you're a Christian or not, I always tell people, becoming the best version of yourself, you got to do it in God. But there are sinners, unbelievers, who are daily becoming the best version of themselves. It's just that they don't know God.
Yeah, it's a principle.
And so I'm just wondering if the labels that we're putting on people based on their performances may be damaging us more than helping us.
Absolutely, because then even for that person, if you label them the GOAT, right? So now they have to continue wearing that label. They have to continue doing the best, or doing not just the best, but doing what they did the last time. Like they cannot settle and read their own press release. It's like they have to do the next best thing. And a lot of people, a lot of celebrities talk about the anxiety that they feel with just trying to outdo themselves. To keep people, for people to keep them in that plateau of you are the greatest.
Right. Because here's the question that was put to us also. And as you're watching, you're in the chat there, just go ahead and just give us your opinion. It just hit me a moment ago that could we be doing more damage to ourselves and others with this whole idea of looking for affirmation, whether it is from the outside world or from people, or should we just try to search for our own identity, our own purpose, and be the best at what we do? Be the best male, be the best female, best fiance, best wife, husband, mother, father, business owner, employer, employee, a preacher, singer. Just be the GOAT at what you have the gift to, because it just hit me. Charlotte may not think I'm the GOAT at what I do. Does that mean her opinion of me is what's going to actually define me? So is striving for greatness, inspiring people to maximize their potential, or is striving for greatness, right, inspiring people to maximize their potential, or is it feeding their ego? Comparison, pride, self-gratification. I mean, go back to the question I'm asking. I mean, are we hurting ourselves by this label of the GOAT?
Man, And it all depends. That's a layered because it depends on where you are in your journey. Because for us to even recognize what a goat is, we have to have an example of what that even looks like to even know how to define what the goat is. So we're automatically already comparing ourselves because of what's before us. So the kids that are growing up that saw LeBron, that saw Michael, like, and the world has put this thing on them. So now it's a metric to be able to aspire to become more. But now that I've come to, because that's also a maturity thing,
Right.
at that as well. So like I'm no longer striving to become this, but I've gained enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to that I'm solid within myself.
Right.
So
Or striving to become like somebody else instead of striving to become what you were born to be.
right.
Does that make sense?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to have to try and do that. Well, first of all, you have to understand too that it's rigged, because if you're talking about celebrities, right? There's a lot of
that's
money.
where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That this could be a rigged system.
Yeah.
Right.
What you see
Forcing
in
people to
media.
be who they're not called to
Right,
be.
because at the end of the day, if you're talking about celebrities, musicians, even sports athletes to some degree, it's whoever has the most money behind them, even politics too.
The best
What's the
PR
number?
person.
How much
Yeah.
money and how much power and influence do you have behind you? But the other thing you have to be careful of is the platform that you build is what you'll ultimately be a slave to.
Right.
So are you building a platform on Christ, the solid rock, or are you building a platform on the world that you have to continuously be a slave to that?
Right.
Yeah.
I think the control room sent a question there, so you may want to read that, Carlene, because I mean this is really deep, and I hope those of you are watching just go ahead and put in the chat. What do you think?
In order to be the GOAT, do you agree or disagree that those who pursue it have to step on others to get to the top? Okay.
It shouldn't have
Not-
to.
No, you shouldn't.
Not
Right.
necessarily.
You're right.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
Now,
They shouldn't. Not
Right.
don't have to
Yeah.
because
Shouldn't
it's a
have
choice.
to.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to do that. Because then you're not the GOAT.
Right.
But nowadays, people are doing it though. Like
was about to
they're actively, they're Look, social media is a great thing. It has opened the platform up, for people to where before it used to just be the executives who
Right.
made the decisions on who's going to be in front of everybody's face. Now social media has allowed people to have their own platforms.
Yeah.
But there's a strategy behind it.
Right.
I mean, Henry, you have 1 million followers. You know that that's not something, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that there's a strategy to that, right? So if you want to be considered the GOAT, right? If you want to be the greatest, then there's a strategy to that, because people have to, there's some influence that you have to have. People have to, in their minds, be on the same accord to be able to say, no, that person's the best.
Right.
And now, even with social media, everybody's not on the same page
Right.
with that. So that takes a lot of effort.
There has to be a grounding. Like if you think back when the Bible story, I forgot where it's from, but remember they were like, who's going to be the greatest, right? And Jesus had to put them in check to
Right.
be like, don't think about who's going to be the greatest, because that's something that's always been in man. Who is going to be the greatest? But when you look at it, I think we have to be so clear and so careful to understand, be the greatest, like you're saying, be the best version of yourself, because God, if you are a Christian and you understand greater is in He and all of the scriptures that we profess, like we want to be great at anything we put our hands to. Whatever you find your hands to do it unto God, right? So automatically that's going to put you out of ordinary category into
Right,
extraordinary. But then now it becomes a posture of your heart.
Right.
So what does your heart look like? Is it now like everybody, all eyes on me, clock, like what is that heart posture
Right.
when you get to that? Because that's the goal. The goal is to be the best version of ourselves.
Right.
But what happens when you get there, and what was your intention to get there?
second question they have is, many times the satanic rituals use the image of a goat. When it comes to self-righteousness and making yourself a god, which is what Satan did, do you believe there is a demonic undertone to wanting to be the GOAT?
I mean, it's pride of life, pride of the
Lust
flesh.
of the
That's what's in
eye.
the world. That's in the world.
Yeah,
right?
but again, I also think that there are some people, yes, will use those symbols and things in a demonic way.
Right.
There are certain signs and images you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think there's a lot of people out there when they have the image of the goat, it's just nothing spiritual about it, demonic about it. It's just an image. You know, if I want to present myself as okay, you know, for example, the emojis that we use lit, use the image of a fire, you know. So you use the best image. So the goat, you know, I don't know why they chose the goat.
So there
you know,
is
instead of the sheep. You know, people say we use a sheep as the Bible. Some of these stuff, I just think we're just going overboard. You know, while at times, yes, you know, there's a spiritual stronghold on it.
So there is an image that I know what they're talking about, but honestly, it falls on the individual because, and also the question that came to head, do you have to step on other people's heads? Because there's plenty of people that we call the GOAT that I truly believe that stepped on others' heads. You understand? But because of the money, the PR, the relationships, they were able to aspire or get all of the stuff that they quote unquote got on the top of the world, and now they gained everything. But I don't think it's the undertone of wanting to be great, you know, as far as having a demonic symbolism to it, me personally. But with that, let's go to the next question, the next topic of discussion, and that is the hidden cost of greatness. The hidden cost of greatness. We celebrate greatness publicly. Yes, we do. But we rarely talk about what it costs privately.
Oh, yes.
The pressure, the criticism, the loneliness, the exhaustion. Everybody wants the spotlight until they realize the spotlight also exposes every flaw. Lord have mercy. Every mistake and every weakness. Is greatness worth sacrificing peace? That is the question.
I think people got to be careful what they aspire to, especially if you're talking about in the world and worldly standards. There's a particular person right now who's going through the ringer, and I'm not going to say any names, but they have letters before their name, and now the entire internet has been tearing this person apart because now everybody does their research to find out that there really isn't any substantial credentials because this person really could not substantiate and was kind of giving empty responses to it. And but that is what this person had pursued, and this is just one example of what happens a lot of times on social media. When you build a platform, you have to be ready to take all the comments, good, bad, and all of that. And there's tons of keyboard warriors out there who feel emboldened and empowered to say things. Like for me, I'm like, I know I am not aspiring to be on any platform or trying to because I can't handle it. I cannot handle the comments. I'm not looking. I don't want to know. Please don't come at me. Not that I'm not bold in my faith, but like when it comes to those types of things, I don't want that. You have to be careful about that.
Some people don't know the cost of success.
No.
And the average person will see great people out there and they'll say, oh, that person's successful. That person is popular. We look at movie stars. We look at actors, of course, movie stars. Yeah. We look at artists, singers.
Pastors.
Pastors, athletes. And, what we see is the glamour.
Yeah.
How many people follow them, the lights, the camera, the action. But we don't realize the pain that's behind it. Success is costly. I've oftentimes used this phrase that says success is a lonely journey, right? And to your point, you were talking about the pressure, privately, the pressure, the criticism, the unfair criticism. Even as a pastor, I can tell you, the criticism sometimes that I will get, it's painful.
Yeah.
Especially when you know your heart. Yeah. When people misjudge you, say things about you that's not true, and your character and the God that's in you is trying to control you, don't respond. Just don't say nothing, because easy thing to do is to go out there and, say your side of the story. Tell your part, because, you look like a bad guy. You look like, you're not really a real pastor and you're not godly and all these things. And then, the Holy Spirit says, shh, so that's painful, privately, but they always see the man on Sunday on stage. And here's the thing, regardless of my pain, when I hit that stage, my job is not to worry about me.
Yeah.
My job is to help others.
Yeah.
And that can also be a painful thing. The loneliness to know that, and great successful people can relate to this, is sometimes when you hit some of the greatest moments of your life, sometimes it's hard to find people you can trust to tell, to celebrate with you, because you've been burned so often.
I know the motive. Yeah.
You've been betrayed so often that you're like, to
a distance.
just don't say nothing to nobody and so forth. And that's the part of it. So when we see all these great people, Michael Jordan and LeBron James and the great preachers and the great lawyers and the doctors and so forth, some of them are some of the loneliest people.
So
it's hard to know who to trust.
Yeah.
I'm going to a question directly to you, Henry. So, because you're considered a general, one of the greatest preachers of our time. You feel me? So, in your coming through the stages of your name becoming more international, nationally, did you feel at a certain point that you were sacrificing your peace in the, now I won't say pursuit, but as you were becoming great?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In fact, I recognized this back in the late 90s, because we started the church 1991. And the late 90s when things just blew up for me. I mean, I was on most major Christian networks in the country: TBN, Daystar, the Word Network,
Spanish station.
the Spanish station. I was, because they did the Spanish version of our service. I was also on Sky Network in Europe. I was in Jamaica, the Bahamas, ZNS, and CVM in Jamaica. I mean, I was all over. And when I blew up, I realized that my life was changing, because now you leave your house, everybody knows you because you're on TV. Everybody knows you, all right? I travel at the airport, everybody know you. And if anybody knows Henry Fernandez, I'm a very private guy. I'm not one of those guys who want to tell my business. Very private.
Yeah.
And so that scared me. It's like, I just want to be normal. When I'm on the street, I don't want to be looked upon. Oh, there's that, I'm just Henry.
Right.
Yeah. And so it was a very eye-opening experience for me. I really didn't like it. And I tell you what got me scared was now that, quote unquote, I'm popular now, people know me and so forth, my biggest struggle, believe it or not, was, okay, now the expectations from people I have to live up to. No, people.
Right.
Not God. It's people, because I'm fully aware that when people say they like you, that is just based on as long as you can give them what they want.
Yes.
As long as they are comfortable with what you say, what you do, and but the moment, you don't do what they tell you to do, or you do something that causes them to question you, now you're no longer the GOAT.
Right.
And I've experienced that in 2025. I've seen people who considered me the GOAT.
Yeah.
To my face, told me, you're the best pastor ever. I love you. I'm with you. I support you. And something happened at our church, and I was shocked to see some of the people who left me.
Right.
Yeah.
Who left me. And here's the thing. They don't know nothing because I said nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Right.
I said absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I remained silent. But because I didn't feed some of them,
There you go.
maybe they just wanted me to say
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And because I didn't, they demoted me from being the goat
Just like that.
to be the chicken. Now we can say chicken.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yes, that's a real good comparison. Yes, yes.
Now I'm the
yes.
chicken,
Yes, you plucking in their eyes. Yes.
not the cabbage. It is.
No.
You have to
that's-
see the
that's,
other episode to understand what we're
That's
talking
good.
about.
Like that's
So,
real.
so then I was left now to. That's why it goes back to Charlotte. What we're saying before: who gets to define
Right.
whether or not you're the GOAT? You know, because again, for me, I was hurt by that. I'm not going to tell anybody. I was hurt by, and especially if you know me, I'm a people person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not that I need people to tell me they love me for me to, feel good. No, but how could you just not know the facts on anything, but all of a sudden I'm not important to you? I'm no longer the GOAT to you and so forth. So you have to know who you are.
Right.
And your greatness should never be defined by people.
Right.
Because people today, they love you, they say they with you, and tomorrow they will drop you like the butter on the sun.
What?
Come on.
Get her
Oh, it's
some
good.
mountain.
Yeah,
I think it's important to note too that when if we're talking on the topic of the greatest or the greatest of all time, most people do not even get their flowers while they're alive.
True.
Right? It's not until they're no
Yeah.
longer on this earth when
Oh, yeah.
people really start to recognize
And I have a problem with that,
acknowledge
Charlotte.
the impact.
And I have a problem with that too, Charlotte. You brought up a very good point. I really struggle with that. You know, that we wait till people die, then we name a street after them. We wait until they die. We name a building after them. Then we say, I've done thousands of funerals. I am quite sure in my lifetime as a spiritual leader, maybe 2,000 or so at least, over the 35 years, because a lot of people died. And the thing for me is it just frustrates me when I sit there and see family members and friends go up there and sometimes don't follow the protocol of the program.
Yeah.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You got 3 minutes. And they go on, being hysterical, crying, and so
Right.
forth. The person is dead.
Right. Never said it.
I know
till
even
they
as
were
Christian,
alive.
well, they're with the Lord and everything. They're dead.
Can't hear you
Dead.
now.
They can't hear you. Why is it we wait until they die, then we go to the florist and we get all these flowers and pack the church with flowers? That's going to dry up in 5 days at the graveside. And we never ask the florist to deliver
Right.
an arrangement at the person's house. So why do we wait for people to die just to do that? So for me, I'm just going to make the announcement there. If you got something to say to me now, tell me now. Put in the chat right
Yes,
now.
Put it in the chat.
Tell me, Henry, I like you.
Give him his
You
flowers.
dope. You this. Man, this is what you've done for me since I've started following you. Say it all now. Those of you who are members of the Faith Center, tell me. You see me in the lobby all the time. Tell me. I want to hear it now. Because when I'm dead, I don't want to hear it.
You can't hear it.
I don't come to my funeral. Talk about, he's the greatest pastor. You saw me many times in the lobby. Have you said it? Don't be doing that. And don't be wasting no money buying all these floral arrangements, buying color blue, because, my favorite color is blue. You're going to buy blue roses. No, take that money and give it to me. Don't be buying no flowers.
Right
I'm
now.
dead. I can't see it. I can't.
smell it.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I can't see
Give him his flowers now.
nothing. Don't care about nothing. Don't want to come back here. Tell me you love me now. That's for
Yes.
your spouse. That's
Yeah.
for the person you're dating.
Absolutely.
And so forth. Say
Absolutely.
it now.
Say it now.
And if you got anything bad to say, don't go behind my back. Don't go behind Charlotte's back and talk about her.
Yeah, tell
If
us-
you are man or woman enough, tell it to our face. That's it. And get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Move on.
And that's it.
And we can fight in the parking lot after.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Anyway,
No,
man, I
agreed,
tell you
agreed.
what, we just have to, I think as we wrap this up, just don't allow people to, or let me put it this way, don't just depend on people to define your greatness.
Yeah.
Okay? Just live. You know, like me, I'm just doing what I love. And if it so happens that people say you're a nice guy, you're great as pastor, whatever, I'll take it. But I'm not doing what I do
For that.
to be on the front page of a magazine for them to say, Henry, you're popular, you're this and that. No, because then, remember, nothing is permanent. You show me the preachers whose name blew up.
Yeah.
Show me years later what happened.
Yeah.
That's it. Nobody stays to the top.
No.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So who you are should never be defined by people. It's by your commitment to doing what God has called you to do and so forth. So maybe true greatness isn't about being the loudest, the richest, the most followed, or the most celebrated person in the room. Maybe true greatness is really all about impact, integrity, purpose, and service. So what remains after your name? So in fact, the question really is, it's all about what remains after your name stopped trending. Like, you know, my name is trending right now, Henry, you know, whatever. But what happens after anybody clicking on it? You know, because in a culture obsessed with becoming the GOAT, you know, we got this passion. We want to become the greatest. You know, them clicks are going to stop. You know, the algorithm is going to slow down and so forth. And, you know, maybe God is saying to you, you need to follow your passion, and the real goal should be you becoming the best version of yourself. So, you're the GOAT. Whether people say it or not, you are it. Well, on the behalf of my crew, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Blessed.